Alright, so we're back here playing round 2 of this league. I found an opponent somewhere in the sea trying to take a drink of my LaCroix brand seltzer water. Hashtag sellout. But I keep having to click on things, so I had to set it down. We're going to keep this hand. This hand's beautiful. Has a lot of Field of Ruins, but that's okay. Maybe our opponent's on Tron. Something I thought about this deck, the first time I tried it, is that the blue-white deck I play with 4 Field of Ruins, usually I play a Tectonic Edge. I don't really like Ghost Quarter that much. I usually play Tectonic Edge instead. I'm going to lead on Glacial Fortress here. This is wrong, don't do this, but I want the sweet F8 value. F8 is where if you have all your lands tapped and you can't cast any spells, Moto will automatically pass priority for you. So if you can play a tap land in turn 1, you just get F8 through their turn. Looks like we're against either, maybe it's Grixis Delver again, but I was going to say, yeah, it's probably a Faithless Looting deck. It's more likely Hollow One than Bridgevine, but maybe people play, they do play Bridgevine now, what do you know? So this matchup, I imagine, is I have to do something before. Wow, he's just making zombies. I'm dead here probably. Jeez, that's a blowout. He doesn't have Gargadon, so at least I can path his Vengevine. So I've played against Bridgevine never in my entire life. I've played the deck in 2 leagues because a friend of mine played it in a pro tour that he took 7th at. It was a team pro tour though, and I had no idea the deck was good because I hadn't played Modern since July. And I was like, wow, that looks cool. I'm going to fire it up on Moto and play 2 leagues with it. And I was like, wow, this deck's so sweet. But I've never actually played against it. So we'll see how this goes. I'm going to opt... So on his upkeep, because I don't want him to be able to suspend Gargadon, I can't respond to that. So on his upkeep, I'm going to opt to see if I hit Terminus and then path his Vengevine. That's a Plains. I'm going to bottom it because it'd be pretty sweet to hit Terminus here. Okay, I didn't. Maybe that's wrong. Maybe I should just take the Plains. I'm going to path his Vengevine here. And I have to do this on his upkeep because, well, I mean, people usually play path on upkeep anyway because it's just like the convention to do so. But I have to do it here because I don't want him to be able to suspend Gargadon because I cannot respond to him suspending Gargadon. So got to deal with him. See, there it is. So I'm a genius is the word of the day. Here we're just gonna... He drew his mountains, so I'm gonna Field of Ruin his Blood Crypt right now. I don't think it's likely. He plays a spell I want to counter that costs only a red mana. He could have a 3rd land. But as far as I remember, this deck only plays 1 basic. Oh, he didn't play a land last turn, so yeah. I definitely like this. Cuts him off black mana. What just happened? Why didn't... Oh, he sacked it to Gargadon. I don't get to search. I'm a goobler. Jeez, man. This video is just embarrassing for me. I don't get to search because he sacked a Gargadon. It's still okay. I don't think I would have Field of Ruin if I had realized that, like a good person. I probably would have just tried to get the 4 mana and Jace and then do something with Jace someday. Probably Fate Seal me. I don't know. We'll see. God, Gravecrawler's so good. I'm really dead here. I need to draw a Terminus. Nah, Terminus doesn't even cut it. I need to, like, Miracle Terminus on the turn that he casts Gargadon. Like, this is just a mess. And he's not even going to cast the Gargadon. I'm just going to die here. Had I played this differently, could I have won? Maybe? I could play a Jace right now and like bounce a zombie. And then kills Jace, puts me to 6. I don't know. I'm not going to think. I think I would have had outs to win, obviously, had I done the other line. I mean, I still technically might have outs to win now. But... And the other line being, had I not Field of Ruined him and just Stone Rained myself for no reason against the deck that doesn't need its mana. Because I forgot what I remembered what Greater Gargadon did for like about 30 seconds where I pathed on his upkeep and was like, yeah, I know what Greater Gargadon does. I'm so good at this game. And then I immediately forgot what the card does 2 seconds later. I probably should have Logic Knotted this Gravecrawler. Ooh, Wall of Omens. Does that do anything? Can I... Just playing Wall of Omens. It doesn't keep me alive. I don't have any way to Miracle Terminus. So we are dead. I could Jace... There's nothing I can brainstorm into. I mean, obviously not. I don't have any 0 mana spells. Yeah, we're dead. Goodbye. I'm dead. So we're going to bring in Rest in Peace, Surgical, Celestial Purge. What else? Lyra Dahmer is probably good. Timely's obviously great. Rest in peace, Celestial Purge. Oust is probably good enough. I'm not certain. This is good. Supreme Verdict's fine. It's not very good against the Bridge from Below plan. I don't like Spell Queller. I don't like Vendilion Click. I don't like Negate or Dispel. Well, I'm on the play, so maybe Negate's good enough just because it counters a Faithless. No, it doesn't. That doesn't work. I'm used to thinking that Negate is good enough because it counters a Cathartic Reunion. Sometimes it's good enough because you can counter turn 2 Cathartic Reunion when you're on the play. But it does not work with Faithless Looting. And they do not play Cathartic Reunion because that card is much worse in their deck. I don't want Negate. I don't want Mana Leak. I don't want Ancestral Vision. I do not want... I don't want these Logic Knots. Counterspells are just really bad here. Cryptic Command's probably okay because it fogs. Vendilion Click seems really bad. A lot of the times when I bring in this Rest in Peace, because obviously it should be a second Surgical, but I'm greedy and bad and I wanted to play Rest in Peace. I should take out the Snapcasters, but in this particular case, I see games going where like he doesn't have a bridge or something like that, and I can Path and Oust and block with Snapcaster and at least stay alive longer, so I'm going to leave them in right here. Games where I have Rest in Peace in play, it doesn't matter if my Snapcasters are alive, is the verdict. Or games that I have Rest in Peace in play and I'm not already dead. He can just go off on turn 0 and kill me. Supreme Verdict's maybe not good enough. I'm trying to think. I don't know. I think it's okay. I think it's probably better than a second Teferi. That might be wrong. And Lyra Dawnbringer may not actually be good enough. I might be wrong about that. So this hand. So I can Path, Snapcaster Path. I have an Opt, but I have a Terminus in my hand already, and I don't really plan on getting to 6 mana. I'm going to mulligan this hand. Because I have Rest in Peace and Surgical in my deck. So mulligans are like, they're not free, but any 7-carder that doesn't have either of those cards, I'm on the play. This is really good. I'm going to put that on top. And I'm going to play a Glacial Fortress and hit F8. Okay. So I want him to just put 3 Vengevines into play. Okay, so he's thought seizing me turn 1. That's really good against the thing that I have, which is the Terminus, but I'm happy that he's not trying to kill me. He might think I put Rest in Peace on top. He's like, that bastard, he dodged my Thoughtseize with his Rest in Peace, but that's not the case. I put a Terminus on top of my deck, and that sneaky Terminus is going to get me. I guess that was possibly a reason to play Flooded Strand this turn, in case he does nothing, so I could shuffle the Terminus back into my deck. So, I don't know, I probably should have thought of that. Let's play an Island and a Wall of Omens. Ooh, I drew a Snapcaster to go with the Snapcaster in my graveyard. That's good value. Another thing that could come up with Supreme Verdict is I can Supreme Verdict my own Snapcasters to get rid of his bridges, so could be okay. But Snapcaster should be able to block to get rid of bridges anyway, but that doesn't really work against Gargadon. Ooh, Surgical. Okay, what do I do here? Okay, I think Bridge from Below says if it's in your graveyard, so I'm going to wait for him, because I'm assuming on my end step he's going to activate this Instant Alienate to get Bridge from Below triggers, and so I should Surgical in response to that. So we're just going to play a Plains. I guess I probably should have played Flooded Strand. So we're going to wait for him to crack his Instant Alienate, which I expect him to on the end step here, because he wants to hit me for 2 with zombies. He didn't. Wow, that's some heads up play there. I'm going to get rid of this sneaky upkeep stop. I don't want that. Okay, there's a Gargadon. Okay, now we're going to Surgical as Bridge from Below's. with all this stuff on the stack. Pay 2 life to do so. Now, something I have done before when I try to play Surgical and Magic Online, because I'm not very good, is I forget to exile the card from their graveyard. It's really important that I do that, so let's do that. So his hand right now is instantly innate Bloodghast, and he has a Gargadon on the clock. How did he sideboard? He just brought in the Thoughtseizes, it looks like. What did he take out? Does he not have Walking Ballistas? I guess he cut the Walking Ballistas for the Thoughtseizes, but shouldn't you cut Endless One for Thoughtseize? Maybe he doesn't have Walking Ballista. Maybe he had... Well, no, Hangerback Walker is still probably better than Endless One, right? I don't know. But it looks to me like he cut some of his 0 mana creatures, quote unquote, for the Thoughtseizes, which is reasonable. That's usually... Although I think against me, that's wrong, because you really want to go off on turn 1 to get under Rest in Peace, because it's the way that I win, is if I have a turn 2 Rest in Peace and you didn't get under it. Yeah, I know his deck list pretty well. I'm not gonna take a screenshot of it. If I were playing against like an opponent where I want to know exactly how they sideboarded and whatnot, I might take a screenshot of their deck list so I could know exactly what's potentially possible. His hand is Bloodghast. Oh, he had a Faithless Looting in his hand, I think. I should have Snapcaster Surgical the Faithless Lootings away. No, maybe it was another Neonate. Yeah, that was it. I'm not going to Snapcaster Surgical the Faithless Looting. I think I'm going to Snapcaster Surgical the Bloodghast. Okay. And I probably should have done this earlier. I wasn't paying enough attention, which seems to be the theme of this particular recording. I am just not paying close enough attention to the games. I am just trying way too hard to talk, I guess. Yes, I would like to cast this Surgical before my opponent has the opportunity to play a land, please. I'm going to get these Bloodghasts. I don't know. I think what happened there is I didn't realize he had a Bloodghast in his graveyard. I only knew about the one in his hand. Gotta remember to get these ones in the graveyard. And so, like, I just didn't even... I wasn't paying enough attention. I'm stupid. I didn't see he had Bloodghasts in his graveyard, so I didn't think to Surgical them, because the way that my thought process just went there is I was looking at the screen dumbfoundedly, as I like to do, and I saw the Bloodghast in his graveyard, and I was like, oh, I should deal with that, especially because he has one in his hand. That's such good value. And I even went on a little spiel about how he has Faithless Looting in his hand, so I could get the one out of his hand for value. So I clearly should have done it with the Insolent Neonate on the stacks, that way he couldn't discard it to draw a card, but I'm not perfect. I'm very, very far from perfect, as I think we have seen today. Try to get my music going again. I hope you guys can't hear my music. If you guys can hear my music, I'm probably not going to upload this. I'm probably just going to listen to it and be like, oh shoot, my music was playing the whole time, and just scrap the whole thing. Okay, so he milled a Vengevine and a Gravecrawler. That's unfortunate a little bit. He can get his Gargadon going, but I think might be able to hardcast Terminus in time for that. Should I attack with Snapcaster here? That's an interesting thought. I think I should. And part of me wants to opt on my turn, because I can draw like a Search for Azcanta. But like a Miracle Terminus, I'm not certain what to do here. Like, is it worth giving up the ability to Miracle Terminus to draw Search for Azcanta? I'm gonna say no. That's potentially really bad. Oh, I could have drawn Rest in Peace too. Yeah, I should have done the other thing. Just because I could have drawn Rest in Peace. I wasn't thinking about that. That was bad. I feel like when I upload these, if I ever listen to them, it's just going to be a cacophony of me saying, well, that was bad, 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 and like just over and over and over again. It's never going to stop. But I doubt any large number of people are going to watch this anyway. Okay, so we're going to take a bit of damage here. Yeah, the attack with Snapcaster was just fucking horrible, by the way. That was really bad. I was like, well, I can chump the Vengevine, and I can do this, and he's at 12, so I'm gonna hit him. But like, I'm just a goon. I'm getting bushwhacked now. Now here's where I just Miracle Terminus, and I look like a dadgum genius for attack on my Snapcaster, you know. Path to Exile. I am actually gonna top. Well, there's a Gargadon. Is that good? I'm gonna say that's not. Well, I kind of want it for the Gargadon. How many counters are on this thing? 8? That's a billion years away. I'm gonna bottom the path. That might be really bad, but I really want either lands for this turn. Well, Terminus doesn't even do anything actually, because he has a Gargadon. And we're gonna block the Gravecrawler here, so I can chump the Vengevine. Instead of chump the Vengevine, I meant, sorry. Like, if I can block an extra time with my Wall of Omens, that's equally good. Play the Ghost Quarter. Jeez. So I feel like I'm just incredibly dead. The question here is, do I block the Gravecrawler or the Bushwhacker with my Snapcaster? I think I'm going to block the Gravecrawler. It's kind of hard for him to have more zombies. It's a pain. And I think I'm going to take 4 off the Vengevine. Oh man, immediately Stitcher Supplier. What a beating. Obviously that's good because now he can cast his Gravecrawler again. That was the reason to block the Bushwhacker was, well, the Gravecrawler can be recast, but his bridges are gone, so he needs to hit another Gravecrawler or a Stitcher Supplier. And I was like, well, yeah, I'm feeling lucky. Alright, so I'm just going to cast Terminus here. And can he get Gargadon online? How many counters are on it? Okay, never mind. I'm not going to cast Terminus here. That would be not good. Don't cast Terminus here if you're me, folks. Okay. Jeez. This feels tough. This feels like a tough matchup. I mean, I imagine if you have Rest in Pieces in your deck. Well, maybe I also just played like a goon. Maybe I could have played better and it wouldn't feel so tough, but certainly doesn't feel good now. I hope he goes for the Gargadon here. That's how I win this game, is if he puts the Gargadon into play this turn to try to kill me. Oh, he even has a Thoughtseize? Yeah, we're dead. This is game 2. And I'm down a game. So I guess there's technically no reason to concede right now. Maybe he takes the Terminus. Or maybe he doesn't go in. We'll see. Jeez, Thoughtseize is a beating here. Yeah, we're dead. Okay, we're waiting for him to sacrifice a permanent. He hasn't done so yet. Okay, I assume he can keep doing that. I figure he knows that. Well, loss is okay. I mean, I feel like a large part of that was probably my own fault. But that's what we're here for, to learn, improve, and have fun. So I'll be back for me, it's going to be 30 seconds, but for you, it's going to be a different video. So we'll see you then.